dear students, wherever you are, I hope you are fine and safe, okay? So I start by presenting myself. My name is Rizan Elshul and I am a teacher of English, okay? My mission today is to present to you some units starting from Unit 7 to Unit 10, but today we start with Unit 7. It's about the arts. So as you see over here, so the level is for Common Core students, subject English of course, Unit 7, which is about the arts, and the students who are concerned with Visa to the World, you are welcome. So let's move on, we start. So Unit 7 is about the arts. So as you know, of course, we've got a lot of arts in our world, starting from singing, dancing, handicraft. We have a lot of other, even cooking is considered as an art, okay? So today, concerning vocabulary, we're gonna see some aspects of the arts. So, we're going to have a tour on famous people throughout history. So I'd like you now to recognize, do you know these people? I'm going to show you person by person, and I'd like you to have a look at, maybe you know their names. Of course, I try to include only very, very famous people. So let's start with the first one. Of course, you know the king of pop music in the whole world. So this is Michael Jackson, okay? The second picture, this is Kulthum. Of course, she is an Egyptian. She was, all right. This is Charlie Chaplin, all right, the famous comedian again. No? You see, I bring you only famous people. And do you happen to, like, have you ever seen this picture before? I'm sure that you know the name of this person, but you don't know the person as such, you see? So just to inform you that this is Pablo Picasso. What were their jobs? So here we're gonna move on. We're gonna repeat the same pictures, but here we're gonna explain more their jobs or occupations. So Michael Jackson was an American singer. Kulthum was an Egyptian singer. Charlie Chaplin was an English comedian, all right? And Pablo Picasso was a Spanish writer. As you see over here, I focus and I highlighted the word was and I wrote it in green just to focus on it because that's our lesson. What do these people have in common? Can you have an answer to this question, please? What do these people have in common? What's common between all of these people? So as an answer, so they were all artists and they all died. It means they no longer exist at the present time. They are the past. They know, we remember them, yes, but they no longer exist. So here comes the verb to be in the past, okay? Of course, we all know that the verb to be in the present is I am, you are, he is, it is, we are, they are, whatever. But here we're going to see the verb to be in the past. So for the affirmative form, for I, he, she, and it, we say was. Like in the examples, we say Michael Jackson was an American singer. For we, you, and they, we have were. Move on to the negative form. We say was not. Of course, you know that like in the present time, in the present tense, we have is not. Contracted or short form, it becomes isn't. The same thing over here. Was not, it becomes wasn't. And for were not, it becomes weren't. As for the interrogative form, here, of course, we should have the inversion of the subject as usual in questions. So we put was he or she or it, or was I, and then were you, we, or they. Now, here come some indications of time we use along with the past simple. Normally speaking, with the present simple or the present continuous, we have time expressions. If we take, for example, the present continuous, we have at the moment, we have now, we have right now, okay? Even for the simple past, we have sometimes indications. We use yesterday. Yesterday means one day before, okay? Yesterday. And I show you the example over here. By the way, E.G, that's short for example, okay? So I was at home with my sister. Yesterday, I was at home with my sister. The second is last. You can associate last with a lot of time expressions. You can say last night, last week, last weekend, last month, last year, last holiday. Okay. You can say last Monday, last Saturday. So all of it, all of these expressions are associated with the word last to mean the past. And again, I give you here an example. Last holiday, my parents weren't in Paris. They were in Rabat. And as you see in the example over here, we've got the verb to be in the negative form and the verb to be in the affirmative form. Let's move on. Again, we have over here the word ago. Ago, it means past. It's already past. It's finished. So we can say 3 days ago, 2 minutes ago, 10 years ago, 2 centuries ago. So all of these are expressions associated with the word ago. So John was at the supermarket 10 days ago. Again, we have in. If you have already used or learned the simple future, we can have in with an indication of the future, and it means the future. We can say, for example, in 2025, and that's an indication of the future. But as long as the date over here refers to the past, so in plus the date refers to the past too. Now for the next example, were you at school last week? And this is a question using the verb to be in the past. So the answer, here we call these short answers. The same again as the present tense. So were you at school last week? Yes, I was. Or no, I wasn't. Was she hungry yesterday? Yes, she was. Or no, she wasn't. So the next step, now this is like an exercise for you to check whether you understood the use of the verb to be in the past. So I'd like you to answer now this question. Where were the boys? So here are the boys and here is the place. Just to help you more with the place, I provided the word park. So this is a park. Now can you make a sentence using the verb to be and associating these two pictures? So the answer, the boys were at the park. The boys were at the park. The next question. Let's have a look at the second question. Where was your father last weekend? Again, this is a question. We have the verb to be in the past and we have an indication of the past, which is last weekend. So, can you guess the place? I'm sure you can do it. So, it's a supermarket. Now, make the sentence now using the verb to be and an indication of the past. So, the answer is my father was at the supermarket, if you want to add last weekend. In the second exercise, I'd like you to put the words in the right order to make complete sentences. These are words that are scrambled, and I'd like you to put them into the right order to get the right sentences, complete and meaningful sentences. So I'll give you some time to reflect on them and answer the question. So for the first sentence, I wasn't at school yesterday. By the way, this type of exercise is really very, very important for you. Why? Because you learn how to structure a sentence respecting it. We start with the subject, and then we have the verb, and then we have indications of time or whatever. It depends on the structure of the sentence. So the first one is, I wasn't at school yesterday. You can even say, yesterday I wasn't at school. For the second example, We have something like two examples mingled, right, or mixed in one example.